Okay, the importance of rest and recovery as a runner. Now, running it's all about supercompensation. So supercompensation is essentially you get to a certain point with your training and then you start to factor in some structure. And it's important to factor in that structure as soon as possible. It's not rocket science running. It's about work ethic, it's about consistency, it's about being determined, it's about being resilient, it's about putting that initial motivation into habit and turning it into something. And then you can play around with what areas you're good at, what areas need improvement, start to find a coach, start to find what you need in order to move forward as quickly as you can, as quickly and efficiently as you can, because there's always an optimal way to do anything. But supercompensation essentially means that in order for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve and move forward and improve, you need to stretch what you're capable of so that you it's like an elastic band, you keep stretching it a little bit further without breaking it. Keep stretching it a little bit further, and so that next time it's able to take a little bit more stretch. Your body is able to take a little bit more stress. So you're able to stretch it a little bit further, stretch it a little bit further. So for example, if I'm trying to do 20 times 400 meters in 60 seconds with 60 seconds rest, maybe I need to start on 5 and I just run 5 times 400 meters with 60 seconds rest. And that's all out for me. Yeah, maybe it's all out for me, and maybe I'm just able to do 5. Yeah, and maybe I could do an extra 1 or 2 if I was really pushed, if there was a gun to my head. Yeah, but that's a really hard session. But what my body will do is my body will absorb that training, doesn't want to get broken, doesn't want to get a niggle, just wants to absorb that training, and it's a good session. And then next time I'm going to be able to do 7 or 8. And that's how the body works. The body is getting ready for that extra speed, that extra volume, that extra whatever you're throwing at it. The body is then able to kind of super compensate so that you can maybe next time do 8. So then you can push it and do 8 with 60 seconds rest. So 8 times 400 meters with 60 seconds rest. Now over the weeks, gradually, you're able to do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And sometimes, like every third week, you need to pull it back and just say, you know what, I'm not going to do my 12 or my 15 times 400 meters. I'm just going to go back to 5. And then that'll freshen up your legs in order to kind of go through the next 3-week cycle so you can keep moving forward again. So essentially, you're moving forward 3 weeks, move forward, move forward, move forward. Bring it back a little bit, just freshen up and then go again, more forward, forward, forward. And that's how it is. So it's all about super compensation, and the structure of running, again, not rocket science. You want to focus on your speed endurance, your lactate threshold if you want to be complicated about it, but it's not rocket science. It's essentially interval training midweek. I love to do mine on a Wednesday, so Wednesday and Sunday. So Wednesday is an interval session, Sunday is a long run. Sunday is taking care of my endurance, my stamina. Wednesday is taking care of my speed endurance, and that will be typical session would be 10 times 5 minutes at my marathon pace or at my race pace, whatever I'm training for. And the environment, the goal, whatever I'm training towards, that's going to be mirrored. So if it's an uphill race, if it's a hill race, it's going to be undulating. If it's an uphill race, all of those are going to be uphill. If it's a flat race, all of those are going to be flat. If it's on tarmac, all of those intervals are going to be on flat. Same with the long run. Wherever that long run is, it's going to mirror the race that I'm training towards, yeah? And that's just super compensation. So those two things are moving forward 3 weeks at a time, and then bring it back a little bit to freshen up the legs. So always the 4th week should have a little bit less volume, but the same intensity, and then you're moving forward. And the key is to move forward as much as you possibly can without getting injured, without having any niggles that could lead to injuries, or at least hold you back a little bit, and without getting ill. That's the name of the game. Now, the reason rest and recovery is so important is because you cannot do those things optimally. Those two things are key. They are paramount for you moving forward. You cannot do those two things without proper rest and recovery in between those key sessions. So for example, my Wednesday and my Sunday, I guard with my life. My sleep, I guard with my life. It doesn't matter whether I go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night or at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm having at least 8 hours sleep. That is fundamental. Diet and hydration, fundamental for you doing well. Lower stress, fundamental for pretty much everything in your life, but especially physical training. So those 3 pillars, sleep, diet and hydration, and low stress, really key. I protect those along with those 2 key sessions. Then my rest of my recovery, if I'm feeling sore the day after an interval session, which is often, I'm just going to go out on the bike and do something easy, or I'll have a complete rest day, or I'll go walking. Yeah, I'll just go hiking somewhere in the mountains, and it'll be easy. It'll be easy for me. I'm not going to do too much. I'm not going to put too much stress on the body. I'm not going to put too much stress on the muscles and ligaments and tendons. It's just going to be an easy session. And then same with the long run. Now, usually on the long run, I don't feel as battered and sore the next day after a long run. My body's just is robust enough by now that the Monday after a Sunday long run, I can go out and do something really easy. But the discipline there is, yes, you can add to your total volume by running on a Monday, even though you could take a rest day if you want. There's the you need to be thinking risk reward all the time. But if you can go out on Monday and just do something easier, that's going to make the Tuesday easier, which is then going to make the midweek interval session easier. So if I can go out and run just maybe 8-10 kilometers really slowly, that's going to mean that the Tuesday there's a little bit, I'm a little bit fresher, I'm a little bit more sprightly in my legs, and therefore the midweek interval session, I'm hitting that hard again. So those 2 key sessions, guard with your life. That's your super compensation. But those cannot happen without the pillars: low stress, diet and hydration, and sleep. So as long as you have those 5 things working for you, the only thing you need to import, it's all to do with discipline and wisdom here, yeah. And you can learn this the hard way through experience, and it's not nice to learn through injuries and experience and learn the hard way. So just learn from everybody else that's done it previously, including myself. You need to take care of your rest and recovery. If you can lie down. If you have to sit. But if don't sit down if you can lie down whenever you possibly can, yeah. And if you feeling a little bit sore, go easy. Don't be scared to go for a walk. Don't be scared to get on the bike and do something really high cadence but low effort, low power. And just look after those rest days, because remember that all those rest days, all those kind of easy days, recovery runs, they're all propping up. The objective of those sessions is to get your legs and your body ready to run the harder sessions, the long run and the interval session, as optimally as you can, to move forward as fast as you can. It really is as simple as that, and there's no need to overcomplicate it. You just need to kind of think about what you're doing and take notes on how you feel after each session, so you can look back with clarity and then plan for the future, and just continually get better over the months, over the weeks, and over the years.